Hey guys, welcome to another day on the shop. Today we've got a new project. Whoop-de-doo! Always a new project. So we've got some fender flares for the GMC. So we're going to go down the list of how to do this, what the fender flares I got, and why I went with the ones I got. So let's get to it. All right, it's kind of loud here because it's raining in a metal building. It makes loud noises. So right here, can't remember, I think I got these on Amazon. PSI Auto Restyling is where I got them from. They cost about 200 bucks. Everything I read about the other cheaper ones that were under $100 were they were flimsy, they didn't fit right. Everything that went with them just wasn't worth the money that you'd be spending on them. So I bought these for 200 bucks to try and kind of cover up some imperfections, but as well as it makes the styling of the truck a little bit better. I like how it sticks out. Sticks out about 1/2 inch, and the quality of them, they're paintable, but I'm leaving them black. They can scratch, which is the bad part, so be prepared for that. But other than that, here's 3 of them. I already got one on the truck, and I'll go over how to do that. You got this little pamphlet that comes with your rubber seal, your 4 fender flares, and then some clips and screws and everything else. So I've been going through this list of how to do this. But the other part we got to do is it has, what is it? The clear sticker or rock protection on the bed that needs to be taken off, because if I'm not mistaken, you can see it coming from behind the fender flares when the fender flare is on the bed. So with that, I've got a little vinyl decal remover. Wonder Wheel, it works. It's just like a giant eraser. They're about 10 bucks on Amazon, or they were, and then they went up to about 13 or 14. It'll be in the link in the description below with the fender flares. But it works. It takes off any type of glues, stickers, vinyl stickers, pinstriping. If you have, in my other video right here, you'll see that it took off trim off my Envoy, and to get the glue and the adhesive off, I used this. So using that, it helps out. It'll clean it up. Just watch out, it will burn through the clear coat. And then you gotta basically wipe it down, wash it off, and get the rest of the residue off that it pulls off. So let's get to doing this. Alright, so you see that these come packaged in their own individual bags. If I can open this. Oh, this is one of the ones for the bed. Alright, so see it, you can see some surface scratches. I'm not worried about that for the fact of it's going to be on the outside anyway. This actually tells you where it goes. This goes on the right rear because I guess the measurements are a little bit different, even though these look identical to each other as of the left and the right. You see there's screw holes throughout, and you have to know where these are going. So you'll end up probably taping this on, or at least semi-fastening on there with whatever fasteners they give you first, and then you go back through and do your permanent fastening. But you got this lip up here that you put this rubber seal on. This rubber seal has like 3M tape on the inside of it. You can see right in there, that little red sticker. It goes on here so that the styling actually presses against the body and it doesn't rub against the paint and scratch the paint. So you got to go all the way around this, when I'll show you on this one, and it in turn turns out to where it just has a little lip, and when that lip is pressed against the body, it folds up a little bit, and makes a nice little seam. So, but it protects the paint on the top side, not the bottom side. The front fenders are the same way. They do have little bolt holes, but they use existing hardware that's already in the truck for the fender liner. So it works out pretty easy on the front. The rear you have to drill, and that's about it. So let's put one of these rubber seals around it, and yeah, we'll go on to the next one. All right, so making sure we're doing this, you need room, which I never have in here. I always have too many projects. But as you see, this is clipped kind of to an edge. I'll clip this off later. But this little piece goes on the edge right here, and it just clips on like that. And then you pull the adhesive from the back, and you pull it off as you go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull some of this adhesive off. If we can get in here. Open this dealy up and try and, there we go. Pull some of that up. All right. And we will begin to press this on here. I like to squeeze it on there as well so that I know it's firm and tight on there to make sure that I know it's not going to just pop off. So making sure it goes around all these edges good and it's squeezed tight. So let's get these two done. All right, so you saw that I did all that with the weather stripping. It's kind of still sprinkling a little bit, but I'm going to show you. Here's this one on. As you see, the weather stripping goes around, goes all the way down to the bottom. All right, then these bolts that are already here, just put it in place. The only downside I see is it doesn't fully go down all the way, if you see right there on that fender, but it does push it out just a little bit, make it look a little bit more aggressive. No, I haven't put the bumper on yet. I will be soon, but that's how the front looks. Looks really great with those tires and wheels. Still got to put the lift on, and we're going to get to the back ones in just a moment, and I'm going to show you how I had to take the adhesive and that sticker off the rear so that these fit correctly. Alright, so back here you see this little clear bra thing. Well, it's mostly dried out on the edges, and you can try to pick it off and it'll start slowly coming off. A lot of it in the middle will peel, which is good. It makes a lot of ease to doing this. But whatever doesn't peel off, you take your little wire or your adhesive remover, vinyl sticker remover, and you use it to pull off the glue. So as you see, I'm picking at it. We'll probably use something different. One thing I've always enjoyed using was a citrus-based adhesive remover spray or something like that, because it works pretty well too, and it's not harmful to paint or anything. As you see, it's just the edge right here is peeling off. So I'm going to go ahead and get this off, and we're going to wheel it down and get all the adhesive off the edges. So alright, clean both sides. As you see, I had to take a little bit of compound and kind of clean it up a little bit more, but I've cleaned this entire area, so now it's ready for me to get the fender flare out here and put in. The areas I was talking about was, if you see up here, there's already slotted holes, but here there's just pinch or spot welds, and I think it's asking to drill where the spot welds are, but you place the little clips on these, and that's where they screw in up top. So we're gonna figure that out in just a second before the storm comes. All right, this is what's called a U clip. It goes in just a U. They also have an S clip, which I guess it has 3 sides. So this is what goes up in here, as you see, and clips into this. And oh, if we can get it in there, there we go. We use these up here, and then that works. And then we'll put 2 bolts through the bottom up into there, and it'll hold this up until we can drill the other ones through. All right, so we got the self-tapping screws in here, and now these other ones apparently just bite down on the sides. I don't know if that's holding very well. With this S-clip. So this S-clip just goes in, and apparently it holds the fender and the fender flare. So once you put it in there, it bites down and puts a grip on both. So we're going to see how good this works, and maybe it does work. Let's try this. All right, as you see, it's on there. I can't get to these bottom bolts right now because the tire is in the way and way too big. So I snugged all these up, these 4 up top and the 2 on the bottom. You got to line it up correctly, otherwise it's not going to bolt in very well. The next thing is you have this little tool, comes behind here, and it pulls this little gasket out so that it sits correctly against the body, because otherwise you're going to end up having a gap. You don't want a gap, or not a gap, it's just going to be pushing too far away from the body. So run this tool around it and it should sit a little bit better. Shouldn't have any other pieces other than it's just pushed up against the body. So the rear's done on this side. I got to finish the other side, but I'm going to show you the front passenger side and how I did that. Hopefully I can do it without having to pull the wheel off, because if I can't, or if I have to pull the wheel off, we'll have to just put the rest of the bolts in another time. But I should be able to get to all of them because there should be enough room. Most of them are hex heads, so they're not screws. These are all screws back here. So let's move to the front. All right, we got a bolt here, 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 and here. So, I don't know if you can see that over here. We got to take all 4 of these out, and that's basically what holds this thing in. So, I'm just going to start taking these out. This bottom one's going to be a little bit of an issue to get out and in, so it might just come off, and I might have to turn the wheel or something to get it where I can put the fender flare in and bolt it up, because I can't even get my ratchet in there. Look at that. So yeah, I'll have to turn the wheel. Sounds like a grand idea. So let's get these bolts out, and then we'll line this fender flare up. I'll move the wheel and get that handled. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let the truck run for a minute. Needs to charge the battery. I'm gonna show you a little incident. Well, this thing's not lifted at all. It's got 35s on it. But these fender flares, I'm already hitting and I barely turned the wheel. So, I will not be moving this thing until I put my lift on it to make sure I can clear these. Hopefully I don't have to cut anything back there, because that just means my new fender flares, instead of having 33s, which should almost clear, or stock tires with just wheels, I'm hoping that I don't have to sit here and cut brand new fender flares. Hopefully it lifts it up enough, and maybe I can get everything adjusted forward as far as I can get. So let's fit this fender flare. Alright, so got my fender flares on. Minus a little bit of scratching and whatnot. But we'll come around here to this side, get a good look at how aggressive this thing looks now. Alright. I like how the back looks. It looks real aggressive. I like how the front looks. Like I said, I've got to lift this thing up because it's touching and I haven't even barely turned the wheel. So, and then the bumper, once I put it up in here, I'll have to cut some more of this out so the bumper fits good. But you'll see that in the next episode of this dealing with the truck. So, as you see, the plastic adhesive is gone right there. So, the only next thing I got to do once I take the tires off, which is going to be when I'm lifting it, is putting these other tabs in, and I'll call that a day. But I like it. I like the black on black. So got black grill, black bumper, black headlights, black fender flares. I just wish I had some black wheels, but it is what it is. I got those for a deal, so I'm not going to complain. So, but I want to thank you for joining in to another episode of The Shop. If you've been keeping track of these episodes, you'll see the progress at which things are going on. So like I said, the bumper right there, it's going on, and kind of been tinkering with this a little bit, so that'll be a video soon enough. But we've got a boat video going on right now, doing some wiring, some stereo and whatnot. So I want to thank you again. If you have any comments, questions, this video helps out at all, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you keep up with this stuff so that it could help you out if you have one of these vehicles or just want to watch some entertaining messes that I have. So check out Teespring, and thank you again for joining in. So till next time.